Hi, welcome to this beginner yoga series using the chair for an apparently healthy adult. Many of you are working from home right now and perhaps aren't in chairs that you're used to working in. These are great tips to do while you're at home to kind of break things up, especially if you're not used to working at home. Perhaps you don't have a routine yet of when to stop and start work, so it's just kind of everything's melded together and you're not having that downtime. It's a great thing to perhaps set a timer after you've been at the computer for 2 hours to step away and use one of the tools that I've been sending you. The chair, make sure that it's on a sticky mat. We don't want it to slide away, so be mindful of where you set your chair up at. You don't want to be all the way back in the chair, leaning back. If the chair is a little higher than what you need, you can take blocks or books to put your feet up, to lift the feet up and make the floor a little higher for you if you need to. It would be nice if you had a strap, a belt, a robe belt would work as well to do some of the exercises. You perhaps might find a little more comfort in that. But for today, let's go ahead and get the feet flat, ground down into your sits bones and reach up through the crown of the head, drawing the tips of the shoulder blades back slightly, and we'll settle into our breath. Noticing the coolness of the in-breath as it comes through the nostrils, the warmth of the out-breath as it comes across the upper lip. And then gaze out to a straight line that's out in front of you on the horizon, allowing those eyes to relax. Allow there to be space between the upper and lower jaw with the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth, while the rest of the tongue falls away from that upper palate. Take a nice deep inhale and let the right ear come over to the right shoulder. And just let that left arm hang down. Letting gravity support us in stretching our neck. And on your next inhale, lifting the head up, and exhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder and let that right arm hang down. Nice stretch in the neck. Right now, draw the shoulder blades up to the ears and squeeze the shoulder blades back and together and release. Inhale up to the ears, squeeze them back and release. You're making little circles or big circles, however you want to look at it, with those shoulders. Okay, now reverse that direction. Bring the arms out and let's circle the wrists. And then reverse that circle. And then waving the hands up and down. And leaving one hand extended out, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take hold of the ring finger and middle finger and pull back a little bit more. then we'll do the same thing with the other. Fingertips up, hold back on the middle finger and ring finger. And then shake that all out. Good, let's move into an alternate knees to chest. So you'll bring one leg up, put it back down, bring the other leg up, and put it back down. So trying to stay nice and heavy in your sitting bones, keeping the spine in its neutral position. We'll do 2 more on each leg. Now bring your hand behind the leg and see if you can pull it up a little bit and circle that ankle. And reverse the direction. And point and flex. And letting that come all the way down. And then lift the other leg up. Circle. And reverse the circle. And pointing and flexing. And drawing it all the way back down. Good, so now I'd like you to take your left hand and place it on your right knee and look over your right shoulder. Notice how the inhale lifts you up, the exhale works a little deeper. Coming back to center and begin to switch sides. And then bringing your hands back, see if you can grab onto the back of your chair. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling, gazing up at the ceiling where the ball and ceiling meet. Feeling how the inhale expands the chest. And then releasing that and letting it go. Just lift the shoulders up and then let the arms fall. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through an open mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Good. Let's reach the right arm all the way up to the ceiling and then over towards the side. Feeling that lateral side of the breath. Make sure that your sits bones stay heavy, that one isn't lifting off of the chair. So think of it more as a lift than a bend. You are bending, but we don't want to collapse. We still want to create length. And then drawing that down, we'll switch sides. Again, ensuring that both sides of your sitting bones stay heavy, your ear stays pressing into your arm. Okay, and then you'll bring your hands down onto your thigh. Take your feet just a little wider. And I want you to round your back. So you're going to rock to the back part of your pelvis and look at your belly button. And then send your sitting bones behind you, lifting your heart and gazing up towards the ceiling. And then the head comes in, the heart pulls back, the pelvis comes to the back side of those sitting bones, and then you roll forward towards the front, lifting up, reaching up, and then slowly drawing it back in. So we're moving into cat and cow. Here's cow, and then we'll round that back into cat. And we'll do this one more time in each direction. And then we'll meet back at our very upright posture. And coming back to that upright posture, begin to hinge forward. See if you can lay your torso onto your thighs. Using your hands to push into the thighs to come all the way back up. Good. So now we'll bring our hands behind the neck, and this might be a stretch just in and of itself. So just take a moment to feel that and sitting up nice and tall. And then we're going to bring one knee up and twist towards that leg, and then draw yourself back. And then you'll lift the other leg up, you'll twist towards that leg and draw it back. Drawing the arms down towards the side. Let's grab on behind the chair and lift up nice and tall. Maybe you're noticing it's a little easier this time to open the chest. And then reaching the arms long down at your side. Let's begin to walk yourself forward. So the hands are off to the side and your bottom's just off. So maybe just holding yourself here is enough work. And that's okay. We want to feel the tips of the shoulder blades drawing back, the arms pressing down. If you need a little added challenge, you can bend your elbows and press up and add a tricep press. So whichever version works for you is the version I want you to do. Then you'll sit yourself back onto your chair. All right, so now let's go ahead and stand up. And you can turn your chair on the mat. So we'll start with the high back towards us first. Bring one foot so that it's underneath the chair and your knee is against the back of the chair. And then step back however far you need to feel stretch in that back leg. So my back leg is very active. I can feel a calf stretch working. I can feel my heel pressing down. That entire back leg has some action going on. The hands can stay here for balance. Lifting the chest up. And then you can step forward towards the chair and we'll switch legs out. So again, my foot's underneath the chair, my knees against the back edge. I take that lunge, however it works for you. I'm trying to square my hips up. I am in a back bend. My hips are closed towards the chair. And then stepping it forward. All right, so let's try a warrior two. So I'll bring one foot out so that my toes are facing the long edge. My front foot, the knee is touching the chair. My back heel pivots out towards the pinky toe. My toes underneath the chair move about just a big toe width out. One hand stays on the chair, the other hand can reach out, and I can have my chest open, getting a little work that way. Both legs are very active. So for some people, you might have to think about pulling the mat apart, and for some, it works to pull the mat towards the feet towards each other energetically. And notice the different muscular sensations that you get, and pick which one works best for you today. Now straighten that front leg. Allow this back hip to lift up, and perhaps bring your hand to the lower part of the seat for triangle. Good, and then lifting yourself all the way back up and into that warrior two. Both hands can come onto the seat as you step forward towards the chair. Now you would just switch your legs out, but I don't want to have my back towards you, so I'm going to move my chair to the other end. Okay, so finding that warrior two. So the back toes face the long edge of the mat. The front foot has the foot underneath the chair. The heel pulls out towards the pinky toe. The big toe pulls out towards the pinky toe. And you come into warrior two. We'll straighten that front leg. We'll let this hip lift up a little higher, bringing the hand down to the seat and reaching the arms up. Triangle pose. Reaching all the way up, switching the hands, letting the knee come back, warrior two. hands come onto the seat, and you step it forward. All right, so we can turn the chair around, and we can practice a little bit of a sun salutation. So we'll come into a forward fold, placing the hands onto the seat. You can walk yourself out into a downward facing dog. You can shift forward into a plank. Step forward with that front foot into a warrior one. Bringing the hands back down to the seat, stepping back into downward facing dog. Or maybe you know this as half dog. We'll begin to shift forward into a plank. And then stepping forward with the other foot, lifting into warrior one. Okay, so let's do that 2 more times through. We'll move it 1 breath, 1 movement, so we'll flow a little bit more with it. So inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, and exhale forward, inhale hold, and exhale step back, inhale forward, and exhale back, inhale forward, and exhale up, inhale back, and exhale. So do 1 more round at your pace. Just nice to get some movement going, especially if you've been sitting for a while. And this is great. As you can see, I haven't gotten down onto the floor. So if you're in an office space and you don't really want to lay down on your office floor, these are all things that you're doing with your chair. Again, just be careful. If you have an office chair that's on wheels, you'll need to put it against a wall so that you don't go for a spin, go for a little ride. All right, so now we can do practice chair pose and some balancing poses as well. So as you take your feet about hip distance apart, begin to sit back into chair, and you can keep your hands on the back edge of the seat. And as we're here, if we'd like to challenge it a little bit more, you can lift 1 foot up. You can place that foot down, lift the other foot up, and you can keep alternating back and forth between the two. So you get a little bit of foot flexibility, challenging the balance a little bit more. And then perhaps just finishing with both heels up for a moment, and then returning. Okay, let's place 1 foot onto the chair seat so that it's resting there, and you can bring the other hand onto the back of the chair, and then you'll twist towards that leg. And then you'll bring that down as you come back and do the same thing on the other side. So you bring the leg up, the hand goes on, and then you twist in towards the leg. And then coming back down. We'll practice tree pose, like we've been practicing. But you can have your hand on the back of the seat to help with balance. So remember, the foot is pressing into the calf is pressing into the foot, and you can reach the arms straight up. If you'd like to close the eyes to challenge the balance a little bit more, feel free to do that. And then you can begin to switch sides. Good. And closing the eyes, again, challenging that balance. Really feel how you're connected to the earth and the calf and the foot are pressing together. Lifting up your torso as a nice, strong tree trunk. And then bringing that down. So we can practice a twist slightly different way as well. So we can bring where we're standing towards the short, where you would sit on the chair, and you can bring one foot up onto the chair there. And then it's close to a wall, and you can twist towards the wall, placing your hands on that wall. And then coming back to the center. So if we'd like to switch sides, you would just change your chair around and bring the other foot up and then turn towards the wall. Again, remember, inhales lift you up and exhales let you go a little deeper. You want to keep equal pressure in both feet. So notice if you're starting to let some weight off of one of the feet. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. All right, so since this one, there are things that we can do with the chair and the floor, but this particular series I wanted to do with you up and off the floor, just so that you could see some things that you could do without needing to get down onto the floor and to have a bunch of props. If you don't have a sticky mat in your office, again, and you're using a chair that has wheels, just be careful to put it up against a wall so that you can create some stability with that. When you're ready to come into your relaxation pose, I want you to be able to sit back in the chair and to rest. So I'm short, my feet don't touch the floor. And so this is a great time to bring those books or some blocks to prop the feet up so that you can be comfortable. And then let the hands rest onto the thighs. And then go ahead and close the eyes. If you don't feel comfortable or safe closing your eyes in your office, cast your gaze down towards the floor so that you're looking just off of your cheekbones. And come back to that natural breath that we've brought with ourselves through the whole practice. I want you to begin to feel both of your ears. Notice that they are on the head and that you don't need to see them. You know that they're there. You trust that they're there. And then discover what is the furthest away sound that you can hear. When you've identified that, listen for a sound that you can hear in the room with which you're in. And begin to notice the sounds that are within your body. As you begin to drop in, stay with this sound and rhythm of your body. The gurgles, the beat of the heart, the flow of the breath. Don't feel rushed. I want you to stay here as long as you feel necessary. 15, 30 minutes. Whatever that is for you. Noticing the sounds around you. I'm going to leave you now in peace to sit with this. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.